We're back.
Back.
Black Seinfeld, show about nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
If you don't know, you should know. It's the Trinidadi Panamanian Poppy Rude Boy Top Gunner Sak Panyamada Giovanni England. Hello, everyone.
Yo, what's going on? Back from the West Coast, Sebastian Nissa. Geo's in Brooklyn. I'm back in Queens. What's going on, folks?
And before we get into everything, first things first, we want to wish you all a happy new year. I know it's technically the 13th and is which we're recording this, but you know, we haven't been here for a while, so happy new year to everyone. Hope you all had a great holiday season. We're going to get into our holiday season, but we just wanted to start off with that. But also, we have to get some other stuff out of the way, such as if you enjoy this show, please, we are available to you everywhere on all platforms and all streaming platforms because this doubles as a podcast. So we're available on Stitcher, Apple, Spotify. We're on. Oh, did you know Spotify now has a new star rating system now, Bastion?
Really? Explain that.
They do. So instead of just now following a podcast, you can actually rate your podcast out of 5 stars. So please, people, if you have Spotify, rate Black Seinfeld 5 stars. That way it helps us with the algorithm and helps us climb up that ladder, you know. So rate us 5 stars, please. If you are on Spotify and you listen to Black Seinfeld on Spotify, please do that. But also we're available on Audible, Amazon, wherever podcasts are being presented to you, we are available on all podcasting platforms. But also, hey, if you don't want to even do that, please go to blackseinfeld.com because that's where we post up all of our podcasts as well. And hey, if you'd like to, shoot us an email, we are available at blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. Also, we are available on all social networks such as Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all Black Seinfeld and why.
Yeah. We haven't said that in a while, like 3 weeks. We took a 3-week hiatus, a long needed break.
That's right. Okay, so don't judge us. Okay, I've seen all the messages. I've seen all the emails. Okay, everyone's been bothering me because no one can get to Bastion about, where are you guys? When are you guys going to come back? I appreciate the love. We appreciate the sentiments, but we busy people, okay? We got lives and stuff. We're trying to work on ourselves so we could come back and be better than before, so we can sell out and then bring back the McDonald's snack wrap like we talked about, okay?
The snack wrap for... Like, I think in our last episode that we did live, we did say that we will come back on the 6th.
Yes.
Well, but last minute, I hit up Gio saying, yo, I'm going to swing to the West Coast for a bit. Let's push it back one more week. You're fine with it.
I was fine with it. I didn't have to be here at midnight, so I was fine with it.
Yeah, you didn't do any pushback. And I felt like you won't do any pushback, especially with the strain that the show has been putting on you, especially in the year 2021, working a full-time job and also running to the station right afterwards.
Yeah, heck no, I wouldn't. I was not going to complain. I was like, wait, what? Another Wednesday where I can sleep? Shoot, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, Gio's pulling a double-double for the Nets tonight. You get the points and the rebounds.
That's right. Hey, and since Martin Luther King Day is coming up soon, I would like to tip my hat off to another pioneer who fought back and he used his civil disobedience to get what he wanted, and Kyrie Irving, because he's back, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. He stood his ground, okay? He stood what he believed in. He didn't
Standing on ground means you have to stand on like home. You know what I mean? Like, I understand he has to stand outside the state of New York, and that's hilarious. I don't think he could play in he could play in California.
He can play in Cali, yeah.
I don't think they would want to test him playing in Toronto.
Canada's a bit different because there are some lockdowns happening in Canada.
The lockdowns, I know listeners, wherever you're listening, probably not into sports, but let me just say every sports stadium is filled to the brim except for Toronto. You go to a Toronto game, it is empty. The only people that are there in the crowd are the family members. And that's it. So that just shows the difference between the United States and our next door neighbor, Canada. They completely shut down all sports events, but continue sport games, but no one's allowed to be inside the stadium. So,
Yeah.
and the Knicks just played, Nets is playing. Uh, the stadium is filled to the brim,
Yeah, and
and
it's
that's just a little hint of what our next. I think a couple segments within this episode.
right. But also, Bastion, it's not even just Canada that's experiencing lockdowns that says lockdown again, but also in Europe. I know countries in like Austria and Germany have shut down once again due to the high cases of new COVID variants. So, but we're gonna get into all of that a bit later. Let's just start off by saying, man, how are you, Bastion? I haven't seen you since Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, we're still going to do that review. I feel like it should have been like a 1 hour episode. But yeah, I've been fine, been chilling, working, home, building. I started creating some ideas for the show
Mm-hmm.
for the future. So, within like the next couple of weeks, we should see something coming up. But yeah, I've been fine. I've been chilling. How about you?
No, wait, hold on. How your holiday, your Christmas, your New
My
Year?
Christmas hasn't been Christmas in years. I'm not gonna lie. The Christmas spirit isn't there. COVID pretty much shut that down. I don't go Christmas shopping. Everything is done on Amazon. So yeah, that's pretty much deaded.
Mm.
Everything is long gone. So yeah, my holiday season isn't really there. It's just me at home. That's it.
Oh, dang. Okay, that sucks. I've heard that a lot from people that these holiday seasons hasn't been a real holiday season for them, like at all.
Yeah, especially once you're an adult, because if you're in college or in high school or any type of schooling, your vacation time is built around the entire month, right? The entire holiday week. But in the real world, when you're working, it's only built around like maybe 3 day weekend, and that's it.
3 day
And
weekend.
which isn't a problem for me, but still,
Really,
it
man?
also removes the holiday cheer.
That sucks. Wait, you only got 3 day weekend?
Yeah,
Oh, dude. I know there's some businesses that'll give you like the whole week off. Like for us, for example, I was off on like the 22nd and then I enjoyed the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th off, right? And then I came back on the 28th and did 28th, 29th, 30th, then was back off on the 31st, which was a Friday. But those days that I came back to work, it was super dead because everyone else they were away for break. So I
well,
didn't
I
really
don't work
feel
in a
like
brick
work.
and mortar like you. Like I don't work in like a physical location.
Gee,
It's
thanks,
remote.
Bastion. Thanks, Bastion. Yeah, so your ass is at home.
Exactly. My house is at home. But the thing is, like, I still have to do work. So it doesn't really use the same energy.
Yeah, whatever. You can work in your damn jammies. I can't do that.
It's not as comfortable as you think. I do not do that. I actually do like wear a belt with my pants when I'm working remote.
And who's gonna see this belt,
It's not
man?
about seeing, it's about you, person, like you believing. If you dress, I won't say 100% the part because I could wear whatever shirt I feel like, but
You
I have to
can.
kind of wear socks and shoes or sandals in order for me to get that feeling like I'm working because I am working.
Wait, hold on. You have sandals now? Have you elevated your game now to like those
Adidas slides.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask about the sandals that every Caribbean parent has, every Caribbean father, every Caribbean grandfather has. Are you that person now?
No, I would never be that person.
Oh,
Maybe some Sukokes, but because those are like $200 or $300 shoes, but I would never walk around no flip flops or Birkenstocks or whatever you call them.
mm-hmm.
Nasty.
I see one of those hats that a lot of Haitian men wear, and when they hit their like 40s, I
It's
see
just
that
a
in your
fedora.
future. Yeah, I see those fedoras in your future, sir.
I think suits wouldn't be. It's all about like suit design, because if you're talking about like big burly, the best example to compare like the Haitian to like today's standard is looking at like Steve Harvey's career and the
Mm,
way he dresses from maybe 5 years ago to these oversized, maybe just like sized up suits, maybe two sizes a little too big, to
mm.
right now he's actually get that slim cut
It's fitted, yeah.
action. So yeah, maybe the slim cut action. You want to rock the fedora and the slim cut. I don't think it goes hand in hand. There's other
Mm,
styles though. There's other styles.
okay. And
Maybe
and
the big
also,
future hats, the flat ones.
ah, I do know what you're talking about. Okay. But I see that for you though in 20 years time.
In 40 years time. But sure. What what about you, bro?
Oh, hold
What you been
on.
up
I got
to?
another question for you.
Another question. All right, this is
Where
a Bastion interview.
That's right. Where the hell is my Super Jumu, sir? I feel
Suju.
slighted this year.
I have to double check on that. Did I save Sujumu for you?
No, it's done. It's the 13th.
The thing is, all right. So normally, a lot of Haitians do is they kind of double down on making Sujumu. Normally, you could just eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But what a lot of people do is they freeze it so they can have it like 3 months from now, 4 months from now. So I have to double check if I saved some for you.
Okay, cool.
Normally, I would have just brought it over to Geo when we do a live episode, but things has changed. And last year, I did bring it over
You
to
did.
you
You
because
did.
I also got you a Christmas present last year.
You did.
So, but no, 2 years ago. But this year, last year, I didn't get you anything.
It's fine. It's cool. I get it.
I I was going to get you a Apple gift card whenever you're ready to buy a new MacBook.
I'm gonna get a new MacBook Bastion, okay? Because certain things might occur, so I might need a new MacBook with the M1 chip and all that, okay? Don't
The
worry.
M1 chip. Pay the extra $2,500. You hear that, people? We're gonna pay $2,500 instead of rent for a MacBook Pro. Nasty.
I don't pay rent. I'm Caribbean. I live at home with the parents.
No, I'm just like I'm relatability. You know what I mean? Anyways, Gio, how's your holiday? Did you go out,
Oh
see
man.
your nieces?
Well, I'll say this. My holiday season was the complete opposite to you, Bastion. First off, I just want to get started off by saying prior to Christmas Day, on I believe the 21st, I got boosted. That's right, people. I got my booster shot, and this is the last shot I will ever freaking take when it comes to this damn COVID, okay? I
For
took
now,
nah.
allegedly.
I took my booster. It wasn't as bad as the second shot that I took, where I got all the damn symptoms and I still came into the studio anyway, and you had no idea.
Yep.
It wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. The time that I felt all the symptoms, it was only like 2 hours where I actually like suffered a bit, and then after that I was fine. So that's how my Christmas week started. And then Christmas happened. I made all my last minute Christmas shoppings. I actually went to stores. I kept my mask on for those of you who are wondering. Uh, I'll say this Christmas season, it was very busy in the city. It felt completely normal because it was jam packed to the brim of tourists, and we're going to get into, all the COVID cases peaking due to that. But yeah, it felt like Christmas in December. I know a lot of people who got sick, and I know a lot of people who stayed their asses home because they got sick and because, again, COVID cases have been peaking up. But for me, like, I've been going out. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I've been maxed up. I've been masked up and I've vaxxed up. But also, I've been going out to bars. I've been just enjoying my life, living my life, people, because let's face it, December wasn't even that cold. It isn't how it is now where it's just freaking brickly dickly outside. But Christmas Day came around, and I'm not going to lie, I got spoiled, man. I still get spoiled at 27 years of age. I got spoiled from parents. I got spoiled from siblings. I got spoiled from clients that I work with. Clients just think I'm an alcoholic because they just gave me a
Yeah.
frick ton of wine and
My
just
last job was
money.
the same thing too.
Yeah, man, just wine and
Alcohol.
money. Wine, money. Oh, I got a watch. I got a bracelet. I
What kind of watch?
I think it's American exchanged, but it looks nice. And I got this nice little black bracelet. I thought this was cool. I keep wearing this all the time. I got money, gift cards. Love good gift cards. I got gift cards from Amazon.
Gift cards for scamming. Understood.
You already know. You already know.
$500.
Macy's, all of that. all that.
$2,000 split up into what, four different Walmart gift cards.
Well, no, because we don't have Walmart here like that,
Oh,
so
Green Acres.
I'm not going all the way there.
Oh, it's far for you. It's 15 minutes away from me.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's far as hell away from me, man. You're basically going into Long Island.
Yeah, you are in Long Island. That is Long Island.
Yeah, so no,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
okay.
Don't worry, it's nasty in there. You don't want to be there.
I've been there before, Bastion.
It's nasty
It is
every time.
disgusting in there. I'm like, Costco is not too far from here, right? You just go to Costco, people.
I do find it insane that across the street is BJ's
Yeah.
from Walmart, and it's clean.
Yes.
Same people shop at both. I don't know why the energy is really different out in Walmart, but that's not the conversation about. Anyways, what's going on?
Oh, I'm
What else
sorry.
happened?
I actually want to stay here really quick because there is a huge difference with BJ's. Don't you need like a BJ's membership card in Walmart?
Not
you can just go-
anymore. You can still go inside
Really?
without a membership, but you do have to pay a slightly extra cost with the things you're buying. So you don't
Whoa.
necessarily need a membership.
Whoa, when did that change? See, this is how
Well,
you know I haven't
No,
been
but
to
you
BJ's
should
in
get a
while.
membership because you're paying like what, 85 for the year.
Right.
Yeah, you're just gonna pay slightly more.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know that. That's how you know I haven't been to BJ's in a long time because I just thought, hey, you have to be a BJ's member to just go in, but I'm wrong, I guess.
Yeah, they patched that up.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up. In Walmart, to me, there's not a better word than ghetto, but it's just I'm not. I don't
was
want to
like,
say ghetto,
You were
but
stepping around that word for the longest, but
Yeah.
I just call it nasty.
it's nasty. There you go. I haven't used ghetto on this platform in ever. That's what I
Yeah.
think of, but that's what I think of when I think of Walmart over there. At least it's just a bit unruly. It's like
Comical.
Squid Game over there.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, that's how my holiday was. That's how my Christmas was. Oh, I spent my Christmas day here at WBAI since it was a Saturday too.
Fun.
Yeah, it was boring as hell, man. Everything was closed. Couldn't go to any bars. I couldn't do jack. But I did like a 30-minute set list of just Christmas music that we normally play on Black Seinfeld. So that was fun.
Oh, so you already had the songs loaded up.
Oh, I had the songs loaded up and
I think
just
did like 4
ready
years
to
worth.
go. Yeah, pretty much. I just went through all playlists from December, so that was fun. Played some Tyler. I played some TLC. I played some Luther Vandross. That's your
Did you play
recommendation.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence?
No, I didn't play America's Mr.
Ah,
Lawrence. I
oh.
went out to Luther Vandross because I was in a Black people like playlist. So I started off with Tyler the Creator, and then like TLC, and then Outkast, and then I was like, let's slow it down. Let me play some Boys to Men, Let It Snow, and then Luther Vandross.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was only 30 minutes, so it was fun.
Easy.
Yeah, and then New Year's Day happened, and I stayed home. New Year's Eve, bro, I'm starting to get old because once I'm inside, I just go to sleep really early.
I was ready to go to sleep by like 11 o'clock.
Oh man, I didn't even make it to 11. I knocked out at like 10.
Damn. See, like I poured a drink for the family.
Mm-hmm.
I know I made a drink. I made a drink for the family because I had vodka shots in those little tiny bottles that you get for Christmas.
Oh,
In
like the
a
little Tito's?
Yeah, it's tiny. You get it in like a cane.
Yeah.
And I had them for a minute, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna just make a shot, like mix it with pineapple juice and cranberry juice
Right.
for the family. Nothing crazy, but something sweet. And I'm just like waiting, and it's like 10:45. It's like, well, time to go to sleep. Like, oh, well, I gotta like watch the ball drop. So then I just kind of took a nap on my couch and waited, and I was watching The Matrix. And then then it was like 11:45. Called the family over. Then like we always do, watch the ball drop in New York City,
Yeah.
where everybody's there. It's just all around nasty,
Bastion? I
getting
don't know.
COVID, all close to each other, no 6 feet apart,
Mm.
a couple of masks, but yeah,
Bastion?
yeah,
I don't know if you remember this,
I remember this.
but one of the last episodes of Black Seinfeld, it is documented. We have it here. you bet me that this New Year's Eve, it wasn't it probably wasn't gonna happen. B, they were gonna regulate it. They were gonna have people who were vaxxed and all that stuff. And I said none of that's happening. It is not canceling. The show is gonna go on because New York needs their money. I know they canceled it all over the world, Tokyo, all that stuff, but New York, they're not gonna do it. And Bastion, I'm gonna need that money soon, sir, because you lost that.
Yeah, I was very disappointed because
I wasn't.
my theory was right. They did close it everywhere else. In every other country, they closed it.
And you should know better, Bastion. They weren't gonna
Except
close
for
it
New York.
here. You know that, Bastion.
Except for New York. They did not close it in New York. And I was just kind of shocked.
Really?
Not really. Not really.
Okay,
Not
good.
Really, not really.
Yeah.
I was more disappointed. I think disappointed is a proper term to use when I think it was like maybe 3 days they asked, say, oh, are we going to like stop the New York Eve and New Year's Eve celebration? And they're like, no, we're going to continue. We're just going to have a lot of security. We're going to tell everybody to mask up, and that's it. Crazy part is it wasn't even cold. So that kind of doubled down the amount of people that were there because a lot of people were there.
It was freaking warm.
A lot of people were there. And I was like, woo.
Yeah,
it's going to be a problem in 2 to 3 weeks.
And that's your problem, Bastion. That's the problem with all you Jedis out there. That's the problem with Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? Because at the end, he still saw good in young Anakin. He didn't see Anakin slaughtering all the childrens, all the Padawans, okay? But I saw for what it is, Bastion. You have to see if the late and great Maya Angelou, who's now going to be on the back of the quarter, once said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them, Bastion. And I saw what it is, and I knew what it was. They just wanted to have their celebration. They wanted to make their money because guess what? Christmas in New York, the holiday season in New York, it is hella lucrative, Bastion. It is super lucrative. You know that. All the performances and all that. Ryan Seacrest pops out of his bubble. Mariah Carey pops out of her damn bubble. All that stuff goes on here in New York City. And I knew for a fact, Bastion, that we were going to get this thing in full force. So I need that Skrilla, my guy.
Bet.
Zell me.
Zell, sure. Yeah, Ryan Seacrest, he hosted this year. He always does a good job for the Dick Clarks.
Yes.
So, yeah. But that was pretty much our New Year's. We just feel old. We feel a bit deflated and defeated by our third year into COVID.
That's right. And
feeling disappointed.
We were wrong again. We were wrong again, Bastion, because I remember saying, well, I was wrong in this one because I remember saying, hey, 2022, we're probably going to be done with the whole COVID thing. Nope. No, it's worse. It's worse now.
I can't say it's worse per se because many reports say this virus is much milder in terms of effect. But I don't really believe that because once the hospital rates are just shooting up, because the first batch of people that are outside, they'll get sick, then kind of push it forward. But everybody else that's not outside or inside, keeping safe, they're the ones that get sick. They're the ones most likely going to the hospital. And also, this government hasn't done anything to push forward. We live in a very state-driven country. So New York City is doing pretty okay in terms of booster shots and vaccination shots for the past year, but you can't speak for the rest of the country,
right?
Where the rates just shoot up because apparently Omicron, as we said a couple episodes ago, pretty much last episode, I like to say.
Yeah, it was last episode.
That it's like, it's much easier to get.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else. Like it could stay in the room for a much longer time. It could actually go down the room. Even if you close your door. So this is so weird. Just looking back like 1 year ago, we could talk about it's like, when Biden comes into power, he's gonna like fix up like the things that he said he would fix up.
Oh no,
right? It's like,
don't do that. Bastion, I gotta stop you there. We're gonna do that. Wait, when is it gonna be? Like next week when Joe Biden officially makes his full year? in office. We're gonna get into all that next week.
I feel like I could just talk about this one line.
Okay, fine.
Where he will point out, saying, and just letting the people know I'm very left, politically left. I do not care at all for the Democrat at all, but it is important to say, yeah, I did vote for Joe Biden.
We did.
And
I did too.
It's like, all right. So one of the things I felt like I might have been tricked about was like how he would deal with COVID, because he kept pointing out, it's like, if I was president, we wouldn't be going through this right now. In my head, it's like, theoretically, yes, you would, but maybe because you saw how bad it was, you would know how to like point towards the right direction, saying like, we could do it. We could like shift it so this rise in like hospital rates won't happen ever again. And no, that didn't happen. If anything, nothing happened. You're just pretty much following Trump's old rules. So I guess Trump was doing the presidential thing the entire time, right? Is that's what's happening?
I swear, man, the rate that Joe Biden is going, I feel it. I could see it coming, Bastion. Trump is gonna make a return. And I'm not gonna lie, the rate that he's going 2024, I'm voting for no one. I don't care. I'm not doing it again. No. Nope. I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna watch to see the chaos happen. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Kanye, you better start running again. I'll vote for Kanye or something, because no.
It's a waste of money for Kanye. I think he should just, make other things like Yeezy and Balenciaga with Gap.
That was a joke, Bastion. Okay, but I'm dead serious. The way this is going, I'm not gonna vote for either. I'm not gonna vote for him. Screw that.
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to kind of just like underline that one thing, because, like I said before, this is a state policy, not a federal policy. He's not going to do anything or say he's going to do anything. Right. Some of the small things that we should try to get is a rapid test in our homes. Many countries will give it to you for free. For us, we could buy it and then send it to our insurance so they could rebate us. No.
Oh, really? You mean
that's how it works.
The COVID testing at home at the pharmacies? Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought you buy it.
No. Yeah, you do buy it. It could be 20 for a couple packs.
Right.
But like you could send it to your insurance, and your insurance will kind of, in a month, give you that money back.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's grimy like that.
You know what else is grimy? Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I was gonna say I did do a rapid test. It was like for $65.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you can give it to your insurance. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'll pay the 65, nip it in the bud.
You don't want to get reimbursed for the 65?
In like what, 8 weeks? When I forgot I got the 65. Yeah, okay. Forget it, man. $65 for a quick test. It's the same quick test that you could buy in the store for $20.
Right.
I was bamboozled, bro.
I know. I was gonna say you could have just got that at the CVS.
I didn't do the research enough. I thought it would be what's it called? And not NPC. The other test.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's in the tip of my my tongue. I know what you're talking about though.
But yeah, that I felt tricked.
Well, Bastion, and you know what also doesn't help is the CDC always switching
PCR test.
PCR. There you go. Yeah. What also doesn't help is the CDC always changing the damn regulations to quarantine of the damn COVID, because first it was like 10 days. Now it's 5 days. So it's not helping, bro. It is not helping one bit. Cause
it's not Yeah. I was going to say one more thing. It's like, it's not even helping to the point where, like, when I was looking for a PCR test, it kept saying 1 to 2 days.
Right.
I said, no, I need it like in 3 hours. 8 hours max. I'm not waiting for 2 days, because 2 days later, I'm still working. Then it's COVID and say, well, you already got it for like 2 days. Yeah. So you might as well come into work. But I don't work in that type of thing. But like
corporate's being nasty. It's nasty out here. It is super nasty.
Retail or brick and mortar, or you're a quote unquote like needed, what do you call it? Occupation.
Yes.
Essential worker. Then you got to go back to work and get everybody at the store sick, man.
It is nasty. It is getting so nasty because everyone is short staff and everyone is just calling out sick. Man, it's just getting nasty. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But This is worse than Squid Games. This is herd immunity at its finest. This is everything. R- Hunger Games, all of it. This is everything rolled into one, and it's all nasty and it's all disgusting. And I am disgusted with our CDC. I'm just disgusted in America because at the end of the day, Bastion, I told you this would happen. It all comes down to that bottom dollar. Okay, it all comes down to that bottom dollar, and America's a business. America isn't meant to shut down because they're never doing that again. I feel that within my core. It's not happening again.
Yeah, you're right. It's never happening, and they did a really good job making sure it will never happen again due to quote unquote inflation.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained it before. Corporations did just like they increase the value in things, and you're still able to hit net profit. And they just like, oh, we're in a pandemic, and inflation happens. Like no, like the Federal Reserve allowed inflation to happen in order to I forgot the theory, but in order to kind of like control to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that it doesn't get out of hand, but it got out of hand.
Hey, remember I shared you that article about the CEO from Delta was talking with the CDC to shorten the damn quarantine of when you get the corona to 5 days. Remember that?
You know, it's funny. A lot of people said they're not like they're not the same thing. I said no, no, like that's just a story that accidentally got outside. I'm pretty sure there were multiple CEOs behind the scene that had spoke to the CDC. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, change the rule up a little bit,
And you
just a
see,
little.
and you know what, Bastion? I'm not a big conspiracist and all that stuff, but when you see stories about that, like getting out there, and that Maxo lady who got found guilty and all that, but she kept her mouth shut because she knows about like the elite people who came to Kitty Island and all that stuff, and you see all these
Oh,
CE.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, exactly. Ghislaine Maxwell, which is like, his little concubine or whatever. But when you see all that stuff happening and you see like the CEO of Delta telling the CDC to shorten up the quarantine and all that stuff, I see all them QAnon people and all that stuff, Bastion, and all that Illuminati and all that. You know what? They might be onto something here. Like it's spilling out slowly. It's not the full shebang bang bash, but like something's happening here.
Something is going on. I think we all see it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think we need an organization to explain it. The thing about QAnon, which is interesting, is they won't really directly talk about things that we know. So any like conservative problems, they won't really point it out. So that's just the way it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it is disappointing with what's going on in this country. And like I said, we're in the third year. It's only going to get either worse or nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right, Bastion. But some good things did happen in 2022 where, we saw the end of Bill de Blasio, Bastion, one of the worst New York mayors of all time.
No, he's not the worst mayor of all
He's
time.
finally gone. You
He's
saw
not the
you saw
he's
the
not the worst.
rants.
We can't say he's the worst compared
One
to
of the
like
worst.
one of the worst. But like he didn't destroy New York City like the other worst mayors of all time.
He's top five.
Remember, a terrible mayor like helped the energy to create hip hop. Remember that. That's all I
You
gotta
mean
say.
Ed Koch?
Created the energy, the anger in order to create hip hop. That's how you become the worst mayor of all time. You create hip hop.
Mm. I mean, but this person was so bad. Democrats and Republicans hate him. Whether you're from the left, whether you're in the right, whether you're far left, whether you're far right, you just live in New York. It's like a general consensus
Yeah,
that we
of
hate,
pure hatred.
of just pure hatred. It's like Sean King on Twitter. It doesn't matter where you fall in politically, you just don't like Sean King, and it's the same can be said with former Mayor Bill De Blasio.
I do think it's interesting because it's like he didn't listen to both parties. If the Democrats wanted something and he wanted something else, you just do what he wanted, and vice versa.
Mm.
Which is why they hated him equally. But also, he did a lot of like terrible, like weak things in New York City. I still remember some of the things like the fire departments and cutting budgets. It's super weird. I would like to get into that one day, just like have like a list of things that he exactly did that people hate him and kind of go into it. So the same thing how we want to analyze like
Murderers and
Biden,
all that stuff.
no, Joe Biden. No, not like that. Like Joe
Okay.
Biden's first year. It's like everything he promised and everything that he didn't want to do because he just like, weak hand, shaky, and just gave up early.
And he basically lied to us.
Lie. Yeah, I guess lie, but more like gave up because
Right.
it's like he put this hand in saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it," and then he would kind of pull the card away. It's like
That's
I
true.
tried.
Yeah. I'm
It's
blaming
like
I'm blaming stuff on Joe Biden that isn't even his fault. Like, yo, why is the gas prices so high, Joe? Huh?
okay, that's conservative talking points, but yeah, it's stuff like that. But Bill de Blasio, he's gone. Eric Adams is in. We
That's right.
basically traded. I don't know if it's worse because the city of New York, basically hired a cop.
I've spoken to the man a couple of times, Bastion. Seemed like
In
a
person,
good. No, on the phone, man. He calls up here. Because
he does?
we have people,
snap.
we have personalities that talk to this man on the daily. I've spoken to him a couple times.
Damn, the cops too.
Good. No comment, sir. So far in the Eric Adams regime of things, let's get into it, Bastion. He has,
And we're making up for the past 3 weeks. I felt like he did a lot of silly things that we would have joked about.
we're gonna talk about him now. So as soon as he gets sworn in, he's reporting an assault.
And he gets sworn in. When does he get sworn in?
He gets sworn in New Year's Eve.
And that's the reason they canceled it.
Yeah,
He said, "You better not ruin my party.
this is my
Or
crowning
I'm gonna
achievement.
arrest everybody."
Do you think Stop and Frisk is coming back? Be honest.
Yeah, it's coming back. It'll be under a different name though.
What do you think it's going to be under?
Rebranded. Stopping super gangs. Something like that. I don't know.
Stopping super? Nah, dog. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound too. It doesn't have
Stop and
that
Frisk was
pizzazz.
fire as the title.
Yeah, exactly. See, stop spreading the gangs, stop and frisk the gangs. That doesn't sound as, doesn't sound as good as Stop and Frisk.
The concept of Stop and Frisk is just to have a reason to what is it like? Not doubt, suspicion. I
Yeah,
forgot the
it just has a
terminology.
reason to stop and with if you perceive someone to be a threat, or if you perceive someone to have something on them, or they can fit a description of what a gangster looks like, or a person who deems to be a threat looks like, you have the grounds and the means to stop and ask them a bunch of questions and pat them down and all that stuff. I got stopped and frisked back in the day as a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, real stuff, man. Real stuff. But yeah, so Eric Adams.
Don't call it a comeback. Yeah, right.
Eric Adams.
Oh, cool, Jay.
Eric
right.
Adams on his first couple days as mayor, he has reported an assault that's in progress, basically, by the train station. So he's looking out. He's on the train station. He's looking out, and he's seeing this woman get completely wrecked by this grown-ass man. And so he's on the phone with 911. He doesn't disclose his name at all. There's paparazzi and stuff next to him taking pictures of him and taking pictures of the freaking assault happening. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, people are taking pictures of this, and that's it. And while Eric
it's like news people taking pictures. It's not like they're not gonna run out and stop the fight. It's not their job. Their job is to report the fight.
It still looks nasty though.
Bad optics all around. I guess it's
gross.
Good optic because he called the cop, but there's like 20 people around him.
Nigga, he is a cop. He has a gun probably.
No, he's
Do
not
something.
A cop. He's not a cop. He's retired.
He's retired. So what? As a retired officer, you can still keep your gun. Better use that.
I don't think you're allowed to have it on you at 24/7.
Not 24/7, but you're allowed to have it on you.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
Bash.
No, wait. No. No way we're allowing a mayor of New York City to
carry the
walk
ooh-ah.
around
to carry the UAP.
with a loaded weapon. That's wild. That's exactly like every dystopian movie from the 80s, from the 70s even.
Nah, Eric Adams carrying around the UAP is crazy.
That's nasty. That would be crazy. Be shot out from the window. That would be crazy.
Yo, you want some headlines? New York City.
Hey, I will switch to journalism immediately.
Oh
Just
my
like
God!
4 years
Immediately.
just writing about Eric
Oh,
Adams being a cop while being a mayor.
oh no! You know, I would have some of the people that already call him for his show for the show. I'm like, yo, I need his number. Please, I need his team's number. Please, we need him
Yeah,
on
so I
Black
could get the
Seinfeld.
rights. So I could get the rights to write a CBS show about it in 6 years. CBS likes buying these propaganda shows. Anyways,
Now we can have him on Black Seinfeld to explain his side of the story when he pulled out the UAP.
that would be wild.
I know. That's what you
That'd-
call ratings, Bastion.
I think my favorite part about that particular day was because he was in the train station and he was taking the train to the first time to his office.
Oh yeah.
And there was a video, and within that video, they showed his experience taking the train, where there was a homeless person sleeping on the train, a drunk person yelling in another cart, and then there was a person just yelling in the cart trying to talk to Eric Adams.
We're back,
And-
baby.
And he's all the way in the corner, answering questions. And as someone that born and raised in New York City, used to take the train from Jamaica Ave, 165th E train, all the way to the D train, all to the B train, all the way to Harlem, and that's
Right.
like a long train ride.
It is.
I've experienced everything from Showtime to homeless people in the car asking for money, to 3 people in the one cart asking for money,
Right.
and people just sleeping in the car where it just smells so bad you have to leave to the next one. And just to see all that happen in one like picture, like one video,
The most New York ever.
it was nasty. It was. I had to save that video and show it to my parents. Like, this is the New York experience. If you want to send it to anybody,
Yeah.
send it to your relatives out in Trinidad. It's like, you want to move to New York? All right, this is every day, not once a week. This is every day.
Nah, I'm not gonna send it to them. I'm gonna send it to all the white people on TikTok who trying to move to New York. I'm gonna send it to them. Like, oh, you want to come to New York? Look at this video. This is what
This
you
is-
want, Carrie Bradshaw?
This is and see, this is what I'm afraid about. It's like he wants to deal with the issues with homelessness within New York City, and he said that's what he used to do as a beat cop back in the day, is to kind of help the homeless out. But I'm not really sure what he wants to do, because I did follow Bill de Blasio a couple years ago. I think maybe the end of his first term, where he tried to convert hotels into places for homeless people to stay in.
Right.
But depending on the town, it just didn't work out. I don't know how many hotels actually did it, but because it would have been like easy business for the hotel. Imagine the city paying you for a full room every single night for like years. You don't really have to go outside your way. You just have to make sure it's staffed correctly, make sure it's clean. That's it. Imagine imagine the city paying top dollar for the room, and you don't even gotta do discount.
Yeah.
But that's what Bill de Blasio tried to do. And he tried to he tried to do some real theory to it too. It's like, we're going to know who used to live in the neighborhood, and these are family with kids, and we're going to put them in the hotel, where they could also, like, before COVID, of course, still go to those schools within the districts without being kicked out. And that's something we could deal with. But I don't think it went all the way.
Yeah, because depending on the neighborhood, man, those people weren't gonna have that crap. What?
Yeah.
Nah, dog.
Because
You already saw
they-
how it was during COVID, when there were some certain hotels that would have the homeless in there, and like the Upper West Side and all that. They did not have that crap. Not one bit. You saw headlines like, "Oh, look at what the Upper West Side looks like now. Now the homeless people are in the hotels and blah 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 blah. Get these niggers out of here." Basically.
Yeah, they look at homeless people as like one way, and that's it. They don't see them as people anymore, which
Of course not.
is insane, because they used to have a job just like you, and life just got out of hand. it's really difficult to do the small things in life. Maybe they're still struggling from the drop in back in 2008, where a lot of people lost houses
Mm.
from the stock market. Like a lot of people went homeless around that time. A lot of people that used to make 90K a year had all their money in like different things, bonds and stuff, just went from like like upper middle class to no class. So,
Yeah.
and that's, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm afraid about with Eric Adams, because he wants the police to get more involved with the homelessness. But like, I'm just gonna keep an eye out, see what his long term plan
Mm.
is with that.
Yeah. I hear you, man. But also, Eric Adams has made a couple of enemies in the food world and in the industry restaurant world as well. Because I don't know if you remember that little press conference he had at a restaurant, and he said, a lot of these people are low skilled, and they don't have the academic skill needed to work 9 to 5 at an office. And that rubbed me the wrong way, especially Bastion, and it probably rubbed you the wrong way too, because as people who worked in the restaurant industry, who's worked in hospitality, while also getting degrees, mind you, it
No, that's
rubbed
true.
it rubbed us the wrong way, because especially here in the city, there's a lot of people with degrees that work in hospitality, you dumbass.
Yeah, I thought that was very weird. See, like the way I looked at that video is him just kind of calling back to the way the world used to think before COVID, because that's what they'll call them. Now they'll just call them essential workers. It's more rounded. It's nice. Has good marketing to it, and there's no negativity to it, because you're not really talking about skill. You're talking about importance.
Mm.
So for him to say low skilled workers except for essential worker, we want to have this conversation. That's
Right.
literally the thing that's been in my mind. It's like he really like he slipped, he messed up. Not like I care that he messed up, but it's like it shows his color. Like
Right.
this is who what he truly thinks of essential workers.
His
As
writing team needs to prepare him better.
that's all him. That's all him.
That's why I said he needs a writing team. Stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just rubbed me entirely the wrong way, because I just think about everyone who works in like the hospitality industry and just restaurant, hotels, all that stuff, and you know a lot of those people, including yourself, including me, highly educated people. They just this either A, helps pays the bills, B, it's a passion of theirs, C, they don't want to work a regular 9 to 5 job, and also D, it's fun.
It's hustle.
It's
It's a
hustle.
hustle.
It's a hustle. Some people enjoy that hustle. Some people do it out of necessity. But I think now, what I'm seeing now, Bastion, is since a lot of people now in the hospitality and restaurant business and all that stuff are short staffed. What I'm seeing now, and either quote unquote getting a better job, we're seeing people now complaining that these jobs are now short staffed, and we're seeing people complain that their food isn't coming out in like less than 10 minutes and all that stuff, when now they're short staffed. And hey, those people that you said should get a better job are now, hey, they're getting better jobs now what? Hey, you wanted them to get a better job, now they're getting a better job. So it's either you shut up or you get an apron and you come behind the line and you help, because I don't care how low skilled you think it is. It takes a lot to work in the hospitality and restaurant business, because sure, anyone can make a sandwich, but can you do that 100 times with 100 people in full crowd? Can you do that all the time and under 10 minutes? It's not easy to do that.
No, it's a very difficult skill. The same way putting cars together is difficult skill. It's all like theory in order to make sure everything works in a nice flow that's easy for everybody to just to create, and not have any like this like busy parts going on where you have to fire people and hire people. It's like, no, the training is to train, and once you're trained fully, like you're necessary to the company.
Mm-hmm.
So you working there for 1 year, you have a higher value compared to if you fire that person, or that person that has quit because you didn't want to give them more money.
Mm-hmm.
It costs more money to hire another person. So this
Right.
gives the person that's been there for a year more money.
Mhm.
That's
And
why a lot of people are going on strikes. A lot of companies, people that
mm-hmm.
work for companies, tend to go on strikes,
Exactly.
and it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, Kroger supermarket, the workers out in Denver are currently going on strike because they recently did an interview asking, are they able to afford like a living wage with the
Mm-hmm.
wage that they're getting out from the
Of
supermarket?
course
And
not.
a lot of them said no. So
Mm-hmm.
now they're going to ask for a raise and ask for better hours
Benefits
and,
too.
and benefits, like better
Good.
benefits. And
That's
this is
another
something that's
thing.
going to go happen throughout the country. And I do think COVID kind of push that
Yeah,
gap,
absolutely.
because there's always been a gap. It's just not a lot of people could see it.
True. And people were getting $600 unemployed too. That really gave them like the, oh shoot, we've been getting played.
Yeah, it's like this is a livable wage. Imagine if I was making this much money with this job that people find very important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the issue that we're in right now. Is it fixable? Sure. I think with government subsidies that these ideas will be fixed, but it's not going to happen, especially with corporations. Like they're
Yeah,
looking
dude.
to make more profit.
Right.
That's why inflation is up. So imagine inflation. They raise prices so they can make more money, not to pay you more. So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's like talking about like the low skills and the centrals, and the central workers are very important.
definitely.
So he's definitely making a push for more people to go back to those jobs. Well, fine, raise the minimum wage in New York to $23.
And give them benefits too. That's the main thing too. That's another like double-edged sword when it comes to like restaurant business and stuff, because I love working it. Don't get me wrong, but like benefits, like that's pretty much unheard of. Like getting benefits, or bruh, before I started working in corporate America, PTO to me, that was like a foreign thing. Like I didn't know what the hell PTO was before I started working in corporate. They were like, "Yo, it's paid time off." There also, I was like, "Wait.
Wait, you didn't get paid time off working in other
No,
jobs? How you,
no.
wait, how do you take time off then?
I
You
just
just get
asked for the day
un
off. It's
and
unpaid."
it's unpaid?
Yeah,
Unpaid?
yeah, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
man. Yeah, no. You don't get. I don't get those those
Even at
those
Five
hours.
Guys,
Even at
you didn't
Five Guys,
you didn't
no.
accrue like PTO?
No, we didn't get any of that. PTO, that didn't
Very
happen at Five Guys. You get a week vacation if you last there for a year.
I think that's how they do it. Do
Yeah.
they give you okay, okay. That's interesting.
They did
I didn't
get
know that.
benefits though, but I was still under 25, so I didn't take it, but
Yeah, it'd be like
yeah,
that.
yeah. But what was I saying?
Oh, we're going over now we're talking about Eric Adams, and I just
Oh
want to
yeah,
quickly like change subject.
please.
Talking about the kids. The kids gonna be all right.
What do you mean?
uh Eric Adams wants the schools to be
Oh
open,
yeah.
especially with the rise of COVID.
Hmm.
And I think Brooklyn Tech.
Brooklyn Tech, which is not too far away from me right now because I'm at Atlantic Avenue. It's not too far from here. Yeah, they walk their asses out in protest. I like it.
To do some home learning. And I do understand like the difficulty to be a parent, especially if the child's under the age of 12,
Mm.
and to put them in school for 8 hours while you're working, or fixing up your life a little bit. That's kind of like the gap that they have in order to just make sure the child's not here and make sure everything's going the right way. And also during that time, the child could learn and work with other people and talk to other kids. That's kind of how you grow as a person.
Mm. Yeah, but a
So I
lot of
can't
this.
really imagine myself being at home for like for like 3 months learning through a computer screen.
And that's fine. I think the reason why those kids protested is because they wanted at least like a hybrid of some sort of remote learning, because being in school all the time with Omicron and freaking Deltacron running rampant here in the city, and we're at its peak, and everyone in New York is getting freaking sick. They want some assurance, because I don't know if you know this, Brooklyn Tech, at least in Brooklyn, is one of the most prestigious high schools in the country, but also it's one of the most populated schools that we have in the city, with like 6,000 kids. And I don't know if you've ever been to Brooklyn Tech, but those halls are not wide at all. Those halls are narrow.
And you can say that for any high school. Narrow hallways. We all leave at the same time when we hear that bell ring. So we'll be brushing every student in the hallway just to get to the classroom on the other end. And next thing you know, like, you could have caught it from somebody. And it goes back to the 5 days thing too, because their parent may get it because another one of their coworkers didn't do the 10 days at home.
That's
did
right.
5 days,
They
and
did
they're still able
5
to
days.
still give it away. And they got it. Now the kid got it. And the kid doesn't have any symptoms, and so he's walking to class, sometimes taking the mask off for a second, and that's pretty much it. That's the game right there.
Yeah, definitely. And see, and that's why this whole thing is just gross, Bastion. That's why this whole thing is nasty, because we're not taking this as seriously as we should, like we did back in 2020. I honestly feel like ever since we had these vaccines, the excuse is, you can just get vaccinated and everything will be all right. I don't think so, Bastion. I think we need to calm down a bit with all the, interaction of people, and we need to just chill out again. We just need to chill out. All right.
So what's your prediction? Here's the last question for the segment.
Of what's going to happen?
No. What is Eric Adams going to do?
Oh, that's an easy question, Bastion. Not a goddamn thing. That's the easiest question I've been asked all day. Not a goddamn thing.
I think he will eventually point at certain industries to get vaccinated, but not all. So certain city jobs, like, for example, the NYPD, they don't have to get vaccinated.
That's coming, yeah.
But other certain jobs would have to, right? Like maybe other city jobs or any type of essential jobs, any type of private business that's connected to essential workers need to get vaccinated, because that's the way it works. Right now, we're seeing if you want to get hired to a position, you have to get vaccinated.
Right.
But if you're still in that position, you're not really forced to get vaccinated.
That's what's going on. The companies that you work for, a lot of them are forcing their employees to get vaccinated. A lot of them.
Not all of them,
I know, but a lot of them are. A lot of
especially
them
the new ones.
So. Yeah.
But that's only for the ones that need the employees that aren't easy to replace, just like airlines, for example. Not every airline is going to ask them to get vaccinated, but not every airline is going to ask pilots to get vaccinated. That's another thing we don't know about.
Yeah, because pilots are scarce.
Yeah, pilots are scarce, and they're just a different group. But also, the pilot union, didn't want to say yes to that. It's like, no, we're not going to tell our pilots to get vaccinated. It's like, why not? Because then they're going to quit. It's like, well, that's on them. But that's just the world we live in.
Yeah, unfortunately, you go find some more freaking pilots just wandering around.
Hey, 2 years real quick. Never mind. It takes a little longer.
That takes longer than that, and a crap load of money too.
I think it's 2 years. 2 years really to get your to fly commercial. But like every day.
Yeah, you got to put in hours. Yeah, you got to put in hours for that, man.
Yeah. I know. I seen the work.
Yeah, man. So let's get into the first song of the week, man. And after that, we're gonna read some emails here from fans asking about our hiatus. Bastion, this song is dedicated to you. No, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be dedicated to you. This is dedicated to the year of 2022. And this is going to be dedicated to our new mayor, former Brooklyn Borough president, now New York City Mayor, Eric Adams. And Bastion, this is one of your favorite bands. This is from Radiohead off of their album OK Computer. This is No Surprises. Radiohead album OK Computer, No Surprises. Bastion, one of your favorite bands, and I assume one of your favorite songs off of that album.
Yeah, love that album. Love it. I always recommend it to people that probably are still in their nihilist phase. Hopefully, you could grow out that nihilist phase when you're like at least 22, or when you like meet real people outside of your like school. But yeah, it's a great album. I think this album still fits in today's world, no matter what. I think that's why it's aged so well.
Right.
It is a very dark dystopian album,
Which is why I play this song.
and we're in the dark dystopian age. I think I'm gonna play
Absolutely.
Karma Police
That
because
that
that
was
song works well too.
it was between those two, honestly.
But No Surprises works well. And even Exit Music
Yeah.
could have like ended the show with, but other than that, yeah, great selection.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I figured now, like after the first couple of days of 2022, I'm like, you know what? There's gonna be no surprises here, man. This year is gonna suck too.
Originally, what I wanted to do was create turn Black Seinfeld into a dystopian era.
Mm.
So I actually tried to hire a couple people on Fiverr to create new like faces for us,
Oh,
but all of
nice.
them were busy.
Really?
Yeah, all of them
Doing
were
what?
busy. No, with other jobs,
Oh,
because
okay.
other people wanted to do the same thing. I don't know what
Mm.
they need their dystopian picture for,
For their own
but
podcast slash radio show.
not the examples I saw. I think people just like their personal
Oh, okay.
profile picture, which is I think it's a good idea. But I had a bunch of ideas like, oh, we're gonna do this like this dark age dystopian, and I still will like to do it, but I probably won't go all 2049.
Oh man, I'm all in for it too. Cause this is the first time I'm hearing the ideas. We're peeling back the layers here. We're peeling back the curtain. We're letting the audience um in on random regular conversations that we have.
Yeah, because the whole thing was to build it around the YouTube channel to make sure I could bring it back healthy
Mm-hmm.
and consistent. I figured out how to like chop up episodes really quickly, make you know, and export it within the same day.
M1 chips.
So we, huh?
M1 chip.
No. Even with my like iMac right now, I know how to chop it up.
Oh,
The M1 chip is going to be super helpful, definitely.
yeah, I'm getting that.
But well, definitely with my current setup, I trying to make sure we could get this Black Seinfeld on up to like a video professional level.
Yeah, because again, people, we are trying to sell out here. So if we ever get big, don't be one of those people that were with us day one to be like, "Oh, y'all changed, y'all sold out." Well, we're telling you now, we're trying to sell out. Okay,
We
we
did change, and we are selling out.
exactly. We want to bring back the damn snap crack from McDonald's. All right, that's the goal here.
Black Seinfeld produced
Oh
or
man,
backstage. I still think like the minute we started making like lucrative money, like we still had to change our name to BS and
yeah,
just
I
like
feel that's coming too. I don't want
and
Jerry
just
Seinfeld after our asses.
say like, yeah, we're backstage,
Yeah,
BS.
yeah, and if you know from the beginning, then you know. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Bastion, one of my favorite things that's been happening for the past 3 weeks have been the emails that we've been getting, but also like just random people asking me, "Oh, what happened to Black Seinfeld? When are you guys coming back? I've missed it." Like Bertol's been harassing me about it. Linda's been harassing me about it. Some engineers have been harassing me about it. Other colleagues have been harassing me about it. Random people that listen to the podcast at my job have been asking me about it. So that's been fun. But also I enjoy the I enjoy the emails that we've been getting too. And here's one that we're gonna read out loud, and hopefully we're gonna answer some of the questions that she's been asking in these emails, and hopefully I think she's listening too because she's sent another email but it has nothing on it. So here it is. Hi Bass and G, Happy New Year. I'm writing this like I know y'all. Haha. Just writing to say I love y'all's show. It's very entertaining. I actually discovered it by accident and I've been listening ever since, about several months. When are you guys coming back? I thought last week, meaning the 5th. I was all ready and excited. Nope, only to be disappointed.
And that's my
Bash,
fault.
that yeah, stop right there. That is Bastion's fault. You were absolutely right. We were supposed to be back last week, and last week was supposed to be like the the whole year anniversary of white people trying to overtake the Capitol and all that. It was gonna be great, but Bastion was like, nah, I'm gonna go to the West Side and have In-N-Out Burger.
Nah, you know I had in the West Coast
Tacos?
Wingstop. Anyway,
What the?
continue.
I'm
Lemon
gonna
pepper wings. All right,
lemon
continue.
pepper wings. Bash, you and I think very much alike, and I agree with you on the movie This Christmas with beat down Chris Brown. Although I've never seen it myself either, I would not at all call it a classic like Giovanni stated, nor have any interest in seeing it. And I gotta stop you right there because how can you make these assumptions if you have not seen the Christmas classic known as This Christmas, starring Chris Brown, Idris Elba, Columbus Short, Regina Hall,
So see, you're naming a lot of black actors and actresses that were associated to the film.
David Banner,
But the thing is, if
Delroy
if people
Lindo.
don't bring it up on a natural conversation, then it wasn't a classic.
Black people
Because-
don't bring it up, Bastion. It's a black movie.
Black people don't bring it up.
Yes, they
Black
do.
people, no, they don't. They bring up Tyler Perry films with either distaste or just to bring it up in conversation. So if it's not in between that level, which if you think it is, it's not a classic. All right, continue letter.
Whatever. Real classics I recommend are A Christmas Story, which I've seen over 5 times already on Christmas Day 2021.
ABC Family.
No, it's ABC Family's not a thing anymore. It's freeform, but it's always runs on like
It
TBS.
used to be like what, 15, 13 days?
20,
12 days?
25 days of Christmas.
25
man.
days of Christmas.
Yes.
That was great.
They still do it on freeform.
Oh, really?
They still do it, and they still do the 31 days of Halloween, 31 nights of Halloween.
I remember they used to play a lot of American Ashley. Am I right?
You
Just
mean
bring
Full
in-
House?
No. American Ashley Christmas. Because remember they used to do like movies. They used to pump like a lot of movies.
I do.
So they had
remember
like a
that.
couple Christmas movies. That could just be from memory.
Was Mary Kay and Ashley teenagers or little girls then?
I think little girls though.
Okay,
They used to pump a lot.
that's true. Real classics I recommend are A Christmas Story, which I've seen already 50 times, and National Lampoon's Christmas. Both are very funny. Anyhow,
Oh, with Chevy Chase.
yes. Anyhow, question for y'all. Will y'all show ever air on the daytime? And I will stop you there because initially we did have our show on daytime. It was basically at 5 in the morning from 2017 to 2020, and then it stopped for whatever reason. I ain't gonna get into it because it's gonna be 2 years now, so it's whatever. But we were on from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Yeah, and she said, I believe you would get a lot more listeners and more ratings because not all of us stay up late and listen, and that will be me soon because I'm going back to work soon. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but also, you know what? We did get a hell of a lot more listeners in around that time, Bastion, because
Around the 5 a.m. time?
initially when we started, I don't know if you remember this, but 5 a.m. here at BAI was a dead slot, right? Like that was dead hours. No one would listen to it at all. They would listen to when Mimi Rosenberg was doing her morning show at 7, but like, oh no, it was from like 6 to 8 or
6,
something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But nah, like
For Democracy Now.
exactly before Democracy Now would pop off, we would just do the show, right? We would do our shows, and no one would listen. And then slowly but surely, I don't know what happened, but I remember it like it was yesterday, right? And this was the whole inclination of doing Black Seinfeld Live back in 2019. Bertol was like, your show has become one of the most listened to shows that we have, not even just for 5 o'clock, but just overall. I was like, wait, really? He was like, yeah. and I was shocked because I didn't think none of you all would be listening to us, because back then people like we didn't do any of the political stuff. We came in here just talking crap for an hour and y'all just tuned in because I don't know why. I guess y'all wanted to hear what young people were talking about.
I think we try to be political a little bit, but we're very we want to make sure our opinions made sense before going on the radio. But
Right.
I think now we're older. or well, especially me. I'm just very opinionated in politics now.
Hmm. Yeah, like it, like back then, listening to it, it's um
We
us
tread the
now.
line.
Yeah, us now is a bit more refined, but back then, like we'll talk about stuff, but it wouldn't be in your face about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we just
yeah.
talk about stuff that's happening and just give our opinion on it. Now we come in like with facts and stuff, and then like talking crap in
Callbacks
between.
and prior knowledge
Yeah,
and
and
stuff.
then talk crap in
Quoting books.
between.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, if you want to listen to that, you can. It's available on Podomatic, where you can listen to all of that stuff back in like 2017 if you want. And if you want to go back even further, you can listen to stuff in like 2014. That's how crazy it goes back. Let me see. Let me see.
But in terms of like, a lot of people we do recommend just, try to subscribe to our podcast and listen
Yeah,
to it in the daytime. It's difficult. I
I
understand.
get
Like
it.
everybody has a million one podcast that you listen to, and we're just
Mm-hmm.
adding another one. But
Hey, you can listen to it in different increments. You don't have to sit there for the whole 2 hours and listen. You can, go to work, throw us on all streaming platforms or blackseinfeld.com, like I said it before an hour ago, and listen to us in different increments. So that way there's no excuse. That's why we have the podcast, people. That's why we started off in the podcast first. And I have you all know that when WBAI was under attack back in 2019, this was the same time we were planning to do the first ever Black Seinfeld live. And the reason why a lot of the radio people didn't know about it was because, again, we got taken over by Pacifica, right? Or I'm sorry, we were taken over by the coup that was over in the West Coast. I'm not gonna say Pacifica, but that was over in the West Coast, that little faction or whatever. But we still managed to sell out, Bastion, and I'll never forget it. And you know why? That was solely from the podcast. And also, what also shocked me to this very day, most of the audience were women. I didn't know
yeah.
this. That still shocked me to this day. And the person who emailed me this, and we get a lot of emails mainly from women.
I think that says a lot about like our male fans. They're not. I would say they're not as supportive, but they're probably not as vocal.
That too. That's fair.
And I think it's good to be vocal because hey, like if we said something that you disliked, then we got some emails about that. Like it's
Exactly.
good to send this to us because we do actually like learn from mistakes, but I don't think we've made any crazy mistakes. Uh, I think we do a lot of COVID updates and stuff, and a lot of people get upset about that. But other than
Yeah, that's
that,
true.
I think that's pretty much it
Yeah.
in terms of politics.
Yeah. Let me continue reading this. I'm gonna miss your show in both meanings. Well, you don't have to, cause subscribe to us on the podcast. Also, may I make a few suggestions? Sure. Number one, this is a good one. Allow callers every now and then. Bastion.
Absolutely not. Just letting people know the origin story. WBI has been here for a very long time. And before we even came, their own type of base. My pops, when he heard that me and Gio, big support. He supports us doing the radio. When he's heard that we're going to be in WBI radio, he literally said, and he's done radio before in the past for Haitian radio
Exactly. He's done with Daoud.
with Dawood. His show Saturday at 4 p.m. Right,
Yes.
and he did phone calls for that, but he said for this particular station, don't do phone calls. It's just a little bit different. So, like, I understand the people listening at 12 a.m. are a lot different from the people listening at 8 a.m. But in order to kind of keep it safe, because I don't want the wrong person to call because I would like flame them and diss them. I'm a very nice person, but I'm still a New Yorker.
And here's
I
the
used to be a rapper, so I'm still petty. It's just DNA. Like you're petty forever. You can't unpetty yourself. So
here's the funny thing too, Bastion, because I still work here, right? And I do have to screen phone calls, and I patch phone calls through, and sometimes like callers would they would just go off this tangent that has nothing to do with what the topic was. So I
exactly.
understand where you're coming from.
We were here. I'm not gonna call out names, but we're here and we're listening to like something that happened while we were at the station, and it was someone just called and they were just being rude.
What they
And
say? Oh no, Bastion froze. No, Bastion froze. Wait, hold on. Bastion, are you back? Bastion? Ah, crap. All right, hold on, people. I'm going to try and get Bastion back because he froze. Until then, I'm going to play some music. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to finish this email. All right. We got him back, ladies and gentlemen. Bastion, it is back.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi just magically cut off immediately. Then I had to reset my router, and it still wasn't working. But now it's back. So.
Okay, great.
So the email.
Yes, so we were talking about the email. You were telling us a good story about how we were in the studio one day listening in on a show, and a person who called in was extremely rude to the people. And
they were taking callers for the last 15 minutes because that's kind of what you do when you kind of run out of content sometimes.
Right.
And we're always lock and loaded. Some days we do. Some episodes we do run out of content. And I guess those episodes would be great for callers. But I just didn't like those last 20 minutes. Every caller called and they had nothing to do with the original subject matter, and it was painful to listen to.
Yeah,
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that is true. So sometimes when it comes to callers, you don't know what you're gonna get. I think with this show in particular, I think sometimes where we just shoot the ish a lot, I don't think that can be that big of a problem. But if we call in asking for a specific thing from callers, then and you stray away, that can be a problem. But I think with us, like, because we just talk a lot, like, I don't think it'd be that big of a problem. But I honor Bastion's wishes because I've experienced it firsthand. His father has experienced it firsthand. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's nothing against y'all though. It's just you know.
I guess we could think about it.
Yeah, because we've done a few phone calls at times where I was talking about Michael Jackson's Better album, which was Off the Wall or Thriller. We took some phone calls there.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
we did. We got two interesting phone calls.
Yeah, and it was split down the middle. One said Thriller, the other said Off the Wall. We had a couple of phone calls. Mike's called in a couple times. So,
oh yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. So you know what? Maybe in certain instances we'll take some phone calls. I just didn't think people would want to call in at 1:30 in the morning, but hey, people are listening. Number 2, how about a guest appearance once in a while, just once in a while? So, Bastion, you want to take this one again?
I guess it still has to deal with COVID, and also guests coming in at 12 a.m. is much harder than 5 a.m. for some reason.
Yeah.
And just aligning, just making sure that we can even do a Zoom call in order to make sure the audio comes in correctly is a little bit difficult. If you ever do it, it will have to be done like post, like you'd be listening it to after it's all edited and cleaned up and stuff. So yeah, it's true. We haven't had a guest in a long time.
Last one we had Walter, aka Walt Rants, TikTok star.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
But still a little bit difficult to do. Did you have your own things you wanted to say about it?
Yeah, we do. I do, at least. I don't like talking to people like that. I'll be honest. I don't want to talk to these people like that unless if you see us in an episode with a guest, it's because we like this person. We think this person is extremely talented. We're not going to just have randos just pop up in our show just to talk about stuff. We're not that type of people, all right? We need this thing to gel, and if we gel with you, then it's going to work out properly. I remember one time, I had a friend who tried to get his Forex buddies, his Forex mentors on the damn show, and I was like, hell no, absolutely not. That's not happening at all.
I think now it could happen, and I'll just call him out on black capitalism for like a whole 30 minutes. Like, dude, like what you're doing right now is abusive to the system, is abusive to your family, to your friends, and you're not allowing them to make money the way they should. Teaching them theory. Not this multi-marketing level thing, but anyways.
It's a good thing that you're over in Queens and not in the studio.
Oh yeah, you'll be in the studio with them.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, yo, why your boy played us, bro?
Exactly my point, all right?
We are black together. Like,
see, why don't you want to be financially free?
Free of what? What am I free for? Just gonna be more trouble. Yeah, like I said, I could go all day.
This is a
30
sick
minutes.
Negro.
Why does your black sound like prop? Anyways, go ahead.
Um,
But that's why, like, I guess we should we that's guess is something we do want to bring,
yes.
but it's just like how we're just going to bring them to the station,
Right.
especially with what's going on,
Mhm.
especially with doing the audio. If they have their own mic and setup, beautiful.
Beautiful.
If not, then it's talking to someone from a laptop, MacBook computer isn't that great, or on the phone. I'm not too happy with that quality.
Me neither.
It's a little bit worse than my own mic quality, but yeah.
Yeah. It is. Third, read comments and emails from listeners on air. Nope. I'm joking. We're doing it right now. See, we're listening, we're learning from you.
What we usually do is like we don't actually like comment like directly at the person that either left a comment or emailed us, because sometimes we do speak on things we do receive, and I think that's like the best way that we do it. We don't really, it's not like we have a Patreon and
Right.
you left a comment, then we could like really call out like the username and your donation.
Yeah.
If we ever do that, that's how we would do it,
Mhm.
especially in the beginning of the show or at the end of the show. But yeah.
And again, if y'all send us music at blackseinfeldny@gmail.com, we do listen to it, and if we don't play it, there's a reason why. That's just the best way to say it like that. I'm sorry.
We've been getting it from 2 countries.
Word.
I wonder which ones. Cape Town. Anyways,
all right. And lastly, can y'all talk about someone else on air other than Ye and Drake, aka Kanye West and Drake, 2 of the most annoying and overrated people? I know you 2 are pretty young, and I'm a little older and more old school, but how about throwing in some old school topics every now and then too?
yes, we'll talk about Usher Confessions and why it's an amazing masterpiece.
Yes.
It's okay. But it's like, yeah, the whole Kanye and Drake thing.
I kind of agree with her on this one.
I had to say it works on both ends in terms of, yes, I agree. We do overdo it. But at the same time, those numbers in the back end, if you saw those numbers, once we put a little Kanye or Drake in the title, it shoots up. It brings in new listeners sometimes.
Sorry, listener. Yeah, when we talked about Certified Lover Boy, that stretch of like Donda, Certified Lover Boy, I think Montero, like those numbers just boom, it just skyrocketed out of nowhere.
Yeah, it goes up. The rating goes up. Like anytime we spoke about like Lil Nas X or anything current event, especially in the music scene, yeah, the numbers did reflect well. So yeah.
And it wasn't even unintentional. It's just something that happened currently, but also it was projects and stuff that we were excited about. And then this freaking beef turned out, it just turned into a whole life of its own. It turned into a freaking saga. And
so we had to talk about it.
We just had to talk about it because, we like Kanye West's music and his talents.
It's a beef that makes sense.
Yes.
It's not a beef between not dissing Soulja Boy, like Soulja Boy versus Kanye. That's nothing to talk about.
There is no beef. It's just Soulja Boy.
But if it's like Kanye versus Drake, like these are the two faces of hip hop at the moment.
Right.
We could be upset about it, but seriously, they drop something, we're all talking.
Do you think?
But I understand. We could definitely like cut it down.
Yeah, we could peel back on that.
We could only cut the best thing we could do is only talk about if they drop music, and that's it. If they're beefing, we don't even say anything about it.
Right.
I will meet you halfway there.
Yeah, and we will not talk about Kanye going out on a date with Julia Fox in the city. We will not do that.
That's some interesting content, but this is not the type of show.
This ain't the show for that.
If you have a type of show, I will love to go on that show and talk about that.
Word, man.
And talk about the theory between why he's doing that. Is it to get at Kim Kardashian, or is he just chilling? And I think it's both.
I was going to say it's a bit of both.
I think he's just chilling. But who cares, right? Who cares?
We're not going to do that, caller. And person who emailed us this. Let's see. To end, keep up the good work. Thank you. Try switching the daytime. Stay safe and warm, y'all, because it's freaking cold out. Love y'all and BAI. This is from Anna, a Colombiana from the burbs of New Jersey. P.S. Tell Felipe that I love his show too. I will tell Felipe that Saturday when I engineer his show. Thank you very much, Anna, for this email. It warms our heart that you took the time out to write this. Hopefully, you are listening to this. Hopefully, you didn't fall asleep on us too. That would suck.
Especially when I just dip.
Yeah, that would suck. But yeah, I thought this was a really good letter.
And it did answer like a couple questions that a lot of people did ask us, especially with the daytime. Because
Yeah,
if we did go back to daytime, bringing in guests will be much
it
easier.
would be
Where
easier.
we could have like a guest once a month or something.
Yeah, that would be nice. Problem is though, is like, man, I work full time, man. I can't be just. It can't be like any regular random ass like 2 o'clock or something like that. Like the
That's
five
another
o'clock was
thing.
yeah, the 5 o'clock was easier because I start at 9, so like I could come in and like do the show for 2 hours. Yeah, I'm not going back to an hour, yo. 2 hours, son. 2 hours.
That's another thing too. If we were back to daytime, they will cut our show back to 1 hour, and we just
No.
can't go back. The
Yeah.
same way we couldn't go back to 30 minutes when we first started the show back in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like now we just cannot do back 1 hour. Like
Yeah.
we have so much content for
Exactly.
we could do content for 3 hours now if we wanted to,
Relax. Relax.
but we will have to get paid by then.
Exactly. That is end game numbers, sir. That is no way home numbers right there, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you so much again, Anna, for your lovely email. Write us back saying that you've listened to this and we answered your email, please. Because this would suck if you email us saying, "Oh, how come you guys didn't answer?" I'm like, "Yo, that would suck so much."
But thank you, much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
So while I was away and I came back, I heard you playing a song from the weekend. Would you like to dive in and talk about two beautiful albums that came out?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of music did come out, but I just want to talk about these two
Those
albums.
two, sure. First off, do you want to get into? Well, you did talk about Abel. Yes, let's talk about 103.5 Dawn FM. One of the best albums already to come out in 2022. I'm just gonna say it. I had
But
a lot.
before we get to 2022, I think we still have one left in 2021 that we should quickly talk about.
That's true, but you mentioned Abel.
No, but I talk about music. I wanted to. That was my side way to get into
Okay.
music.
Nas's Magic that came out on Christmas Eve out of all days. So a little Christmas present for you hip hop heads out there. Again, produced by Hit Boy. Nas's Magic dropped a 9-track album.
You gotta tell the story. You gotta tell the story.
The story is no one knew he was gonna drop the damn
No,
thing.
no. Between me and you.
What do you mean?
So the album came out, and I saw people talking about it, and I not too crazy about Nas. Decided to check it out.
Oh yeah, I know.
I played the first song, "Speechless," on my nice, beautiful speakers. Especially since I reorganized my spacing, my speakers have more bass now, and I was shocked. I was left speechless on the first song, "Speechless," because
true.
one, I like the beat. Two, I actually produced a beat something similar to this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did emotionally connect to it a little bit. But three, it sounded really good and healthy, like a healthy person rapping with energy, and it sounded like his previous projects that he's been doing for the King's Disease.
Yes,
King Disease 1 is great. King Disease 2 is great too. I like both projects. I think I'm a bigger fan of King Disease 2. But Magic had magic to it. It had something different. And like, I'm not looking to go listen to Nas. That's the thing. Like, I'll listen to a Nas album 1 or 3 times, 5 times, and stop and move on with my day for the rest of the year. But something about this EP, this 30-minute EP, starting from Speechless and Meet Joe Black, which is the song we started the show with, all the way to Hollywood Gangsters, to Woo Is For the Children, to Wave Gods featuring A$AP Rocky.
Produced by DJ Premier.
And I was just in awe that I listened to the entire project and I had to say to myself, I gotta run it back. Then I had to tell Gio.
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, Gio, you gotta listen to this Nas album, man. It's crazy." I'm like, "Ha!" And contrary to Bastion and a lot of people who enjoyed King's Disease 1, I didn't. I thought, meh, he did not deserve a damn Grammy for that one. Sorry. And then King's Disease 2 came out, and I was just like, meh, still not for me. Although there's some good songs on it, but as a whole, meh. He was like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this Nas album, man. This Nas album is crazy." I thought Bastion was lying, because I'm like, yeah, right. Nas doesn't have a crazy album anymore. He has some good songs every now and again, but as an album, Nas is done. And you know what? First song came on Speeches. I was like, oh wow, okay, this isn't bad. This is a great way to open up. Then Meet Joe Black, which again is what we played earlier, and I was like, oh shoot, this is really good. Third song, Ugly hits, and I'm like, okay, he is.
Oh yeah,
okay,
that beat is fire.
Okay,
the whole, everything. Man.
I was like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Okay, so I switched off the regular headphones that I was listening to this to. I put on the better headphones that Bastion got me to listen to this.
Oh, that's why I got you last Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was for my birthday actually.
Oh, for your birthday.
Yeah.
For your birthday, but.
And then I kept listening. 4016 Building, Hollywood Gangsta, Woo for the Children, Wave Gods. I'm like, what the hell is happening right now? I am shocked, people. I am shocked. Here's a word that I don't use a lot. I'm flabbergasted on how good this damn album was. How great every track just blended into the next track. Just how to the point it was. How great the production was. How on point Nas seemed. And then I immediately was like, yo, something is wrong here. Like, I just enjoyed a Nas album. Like, fully, front to back, top to bottom. I enjoyed a Nas project on Christmas Eve out of all random days. Like, what the hell just happened here? And so I played it back, and I played it back, and I played it back, and I played it back. I'm like, yo, this album is really fire. And something else happened in my head too that got me worried. That has me a bit. I'm not gonna lie, Bastion. I'm a bit upset by this. Sean Jay-Z Carter, where the hell are you? Okay, what happened to dropping whatever Nas is dropping? Because this man is dropping heat, and your ass is nowhere to be found. You're dropping lame ass tracks for the freaking Black Cowboy movie. No one's talking about that track, Hove. So we need for you.
Movie is good. The track.
So we need for you to get your ass up out of bed. You need to go in the damn booth.
I have a theory.
What's your theory? I want to hear this theory.
Normally, he will hear like either a song or a project and kind of drop something in between, right?
Right.
But in my opinion, I think because this is what I've seen on like social media. A lot of people like this album a lot.
A lot.
Like easily. Like you could listen to King Disease and like, give it some time, it'll grow on you. But this was quick to enjoy.
This was instant.
So I think theoretically he heard it before it came out and said, you know what? I'm gonna let this one rock. And that's my theory. Yeah, I do think he listens to everything and like just drops it.
Especially if it's Nas.
So, but yeah, that's the project. We both enjoyed it. We both it's like the last projects that came out last year that we wanted to quickly discuss.
Definitely.
But now I want to, within the last few minutes that we have left, jump into Don FM. And I would like Giovanni to go because I think he's a bigger Weekend fan than I did.
Oh, man.
He definitely loved After Hours a lot more than I did. Didn't care for it much as a project, not compared to, what's his last album before that?
Beauty and Madness?
Not Beauty and Madness, Starboy. Huge fan of Starboy. Huge fan of Behind the Madness. Yeah. I'm okay with the After Hours.
Okay, so 103.5 Don FM. Ladies and gentlemen, the last album, After Hours, which did incredible. Of course, the lead single being Blinding Lights, which is a 80s throwback, but it's an homage to the 80s. It borrows with the whole synth pop wave, but Weeknd was able to take that and make it his own. And this latest album that seemingly just came out of nowhere, Bastion, it took that premise, that 80s synth pop premise, and he just went all in on it. And what I love about this album, Bastion, is yes, he took from the 80s synth pop, he took from funk, he took something from his time with Daft Punk. I'm gonna play.
I heard that too.
Yeah, yeah. See, I knew I
I heard
wasn't
that
the
too.
only one. I knew I wasn't the only one. And but what I love most about this album was although he's made a lot of homages to a lot of artists and a lot of sounds and a lot of scenes, he was still able to sound like himself. He was still able to sound like The Weeknd, and that's something that I really appreciate about this album. I also love the conceptual album of 103.5 Don FM, where you have a Jim Carrey at the helm as the radio DJ. And basically, what Don FM is, it's like what I got from it. It's like this musical purgatory that this character is stuck in, and he's waiting to be transcended onto the afterlife because they keep talking about this white life, this white light. And during this journey, it's more like of a reflection on his life and dealing with, of course, women and toxicity and like the toxicity he's done and then the toxicity that was done onto him. That was like the general crux of
Why
the
don't you
album.
love me? No,
Yeah,
how do I make you love me? That's track
exactly.
3.
And this is how it flips on over its head because for the longest while we know Weeknd to be one toxic ass mofo, but with track titles like that and Best Friends and like I Heard You Were Married, it seems like The Weeknd was someone now that's getting that's on the receiving end of this toxicity because this woman is just treating him like a side dude, and he just couldn't for the life of him understand why doesn't this
Is there
woman like
someone
me?
else?
Yeah, that likes me for me. Why doesn't this woman like me?
Don't break my heart.
Yeah, and for some reason this is screwing with the Weeknd's mind because this never happens to the Weeknd. He's always the one doing the toxic stuff, but now the toxic stuff is coming back to him. So it's been messing up his head, and I thought that was a great little twist there. It's something different that we've seen from the Weeknd.
Yeah, and I have to agree with everything Gio said. First listen, I was captivated with the sound, realized how retro he was going, but also realized how he was able to kind of clean it up so it fits in today's standard. First listen, I was just lost into Sonics. Second listen, that's when I was figuring out their lyrics. The Quincy Jones track, I like within the context, it sounds great. I understood what he was trying to say.
Yes.
Especially with the Jim Carrey, quick this nitpick, like those little small things throughout the album. That was great. Not a lot of features. I think that's something we have to explain.
That is true.
Only rappers only. So we got a Tyler Creator feature and a Lil Wayne feature.
Yep.
And I thought that was very interesting compared. Well, his last project didn't have any features either.
Yeah, he doesn't have many features.
Interesting. I think he just wants to keep the subject matter to himself.
Yeah, a lot of his albums are conceptual. So After Hours and Dawn FM have been all just like conceptual albums.
But he tweeted something recently that said you don't even know that you're in a trilogy.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. I thought first of all that's like a fire tweet. But at the same time, it's like is After Hours and Dawn FM like the first two and the next one's the trilogy?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
I think the next one is going to be the character in this heaven state, maybe. Like this, we're gonna see this character now going to heaven, and like I don't know what he's gonna do in heaven.
My theory is he won't be heaven. It's just him being God. I feel I feel that's the direction most artists eventually go to, where they're a higher being for an album. It just kind of fits with the theme, as in it doesn't really fit it with theme because like After Hours is like he's living this crazy life and he gets a crash and he needs surgery and becomes this person, this other thing. It's like he becomes the celebrity that people see him. And I could of course compare it to Kanye because that's what My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is compared to Jesus.
Mm.
because
Stop talking
Afterlife.
about Kanye.
I know, no, but it's like it's a good way to give an example as
I
someone
know, I
that
know. I'm
creates a
teasing.
project about themselves. Then the next project is an exaggerated version of themselves,
Mm.
and that's what I feel like Starboy was trying to do. But I thought, I still like Starboy a lot, but I understood the purpose of After Hours. But Dawn FM definitely pretty much is more of a I'm negative towards myself
Yeah,
instead of being that like toxic bad boy that swings blow that everybody knows me
that's right. He
for.
doesn't even do blow anymore. He's sobered up too.
Exactly. So it seems like one, he went all stylistic 80s retro, and I don't believe in the comment saying he's trying to be like Michael Jackson, because
I don't either.
maybe like one or two sounds
Yes.
from the album sounded like it could be a Michael Jackson track,
Out of
but
time, definitely.
when you listen to the whole song, I don't feel like it's much
Yeah.
Michael in it
Yeah.
at all.
And I don't agree with Timbaland saying this is like Thriller either. Tim, you gotta relax. Relax, Tim.
It's really good. It's
Right.
really good, and I think it plays well in the morning, in my opinion.
I do too. I mean, hey, he said something about wintertime. It's wintertime. It's cold as hell. This is the album to listen to this. This is the weather to listen to this too. And I'll just say this: Thriller isn't much of a conceptual album. This is way more of a conceptual album than Thriller, to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's much more of a journey here,
Yes.
and the narration with Jim Carrey, and just the topics of the songs, and when he stops you, creates this type of commercial about pretty much the afterlife, like you hear
Right.
until you're ready to go. It's like, oh, this is the best thing ever. I thought that was fun.
It's like you're
It
actually
reminded
listening
me-
to a radio station.
Yeah, I think this also reminded me of Deltron 3030, because they did something similar, but the difference is that that one isn't about like the afterlife. It's more of a futuristic dystopian world in the year 3030, of course, where everything's just different, and like hip hop is just backwards or something, or commercialized. But yeah, this is very personal. This album's very personal. I do recommend listening to this album with like good speakers.
Yes, good headphones too.
Good headphones too, because the sonics are very, very important to this album.
Yes. I listened to this on Spotify, and then I listened to this on Apple Music, because Apple Music has like the whole Dolby thing too, Dolby sound. So that Dolby sound is really nice. It's nice.
You can hear it with the headphones they gave you?
Yeah, you can.
Nice.
You can hear it a lot better too.
Interesting. I've been skipping the Dolby. I was supposed to get into Little Sims. I haven't got time to get into it, but that's also on Dolby Atoms.
Yep.
On Tidal. So I'll probably use that as my first example with the Dolby audio stuff. But that being said, do you have anything else you'd like to tell the people about this album?
No, I unfortunately I can't, because it's time for us to go. It's almost time to get up out of here.
Any last second words?
Listen to this album. It's freaking amazing. One of the best albums of the year so far.
So far. I like where this is going.
I do too.
I'm excited to hear what other albums are coming for the rest of the year. I know we're getting an Earl Sweatshirt album later this week.
That's right. Tomorrow.
Joey Badass album.
I can't wait.
Also, FK Twigs album. So these are probably albums we either will talk about next week.
Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry.
Brent Faiyaz, you need to stop playing. Toxic asshole. You're supposed to do this December 3rd. It passed already.
But yeah, that's essentially it. So
that's right.
Let the people know where to find their stuff.
Find us again all on Black Seinfeld NY for all of our social medias, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. If you want to leave us an email, and if you want to listen to us on all of our podcasting platforms, just look up Black Seinfeld, and then blackseinfeld.com for all of our episodes there as well. So thank you very much. You're going to hear a little bit of The Weeknd as we say goodbye, but we'll talk to you all again next week. Anything else you want to say, Bash?
See y'all next week.
All right, take care. Peace.